Good day everyone. Today we are going to be solving this question. This question was drawn from a past question. This question usually come out during WAEC. So now let's check it out. Now they ask us that given that sine x equals 5 over 13, find the value of cos x minus 2 sine x over 2 tan x. So first of all, before we move to solving this question, you must first understand something. So from here we can see that we have two triangles here. So these are called right angle triangles. Yes, because they have a vertical line and an horizontal line. So it's called a, a right angle triangle. So now let's take note of something. Let's look at this first triangle here. So we can see that we have x here. So x here is an angle. Yeah, is an angle. And I also label it with HYP OPP. So the meaning of this is hypotenuse, this is opposite, and this is adjacent. So that's it. And this x here is the angle. So an angle, a side facing the angle is called the opposite. Yes. Now from here we can see I draw an arrow here. So this x here is facing this angle at this side here. So this is the opposite. And the longest side of a right angle triangle is called the hypotenuse. So this is the hypotenuse here. And the adjacent, this is the adjacent here. And let's look at the second triangle here too. We have x here. So we can see that from here, this x here is facing what side now? This side here. So this make it its opposite, while this side is adjacent, and this is hypotenuse. Hope that is clear. So that is how to label it. So it depends on where we are finding the angle. From here we can see x is here, and from here we can see x is also here. So the angle facing, the side facing the angle is called the what? Opposite, and the rest side is the adjacent, while the longest side of the triangle is called the hypotenuse. So that's the first thing here. So and they ask us to find what, given that x sine x equals 5 over 3, sine x equals 5 over 3. And now let's look at something here. So when we have sine x, sine x means opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite over hypotenuse. So that's the meaning of sine. And when we have cos x, cos x just simply means adjacent, which I shorten as ADJ, adjacent over hypotenuse. And when we have tan, yes, tan equals opposite over adjacent, opposite over adjacent. So that is tan, ADJ. Yes, opposite over adjacent. So that's the meaning of what? Tan. I hope that is very clear. So now let's now look at it here now. So now let me draw a triangle for this angle here now. So assuming we now have something like this. Assuming we now have something like this now. So this is another right angle triangle here. And this part here is what? 90 degree. This part here is 90 degree. So now let's place the angle here x. And they said sine x, from the question, sine x equals 5 over 13. Sine x. So sine x is what? Opposite over hypotenuse. So I said the opposite is the angle facing the side facing the angle. So this is the side facing x here. So it's the what? Opposite. So from the look of thing here, they said sine x equals 5 over 3. 5 here is the opposite, while 13 here is the hypotenuse. opposite and what hypotenuse, as shown here. Sin x equals opposite of hypotenuse. So sin x here is what? Opposite, which is 5, and hypotenuse, which is 13. So here the angle face, the side facing the angle here is what? 5, and the hypotenuse is what? Is 13, which is here 13. So that they ask us to find cos x minus 2 sin x 2 tan x. So from here we can see we are still looking for one side, which is what? The adjacent, this part here. We don't know the value for the adjacent. So to get that, we are going to be making use of Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theory, yes. So which says hypotenuse squared equals adjacent squared plus opposite squared. Let me write that out. Hypotenuse squared equals adjacent squared plus opposite squared. So I said the hypotenuse is what? The longest side, which is 13. So it means 13 squared equals the adjacent. Adjacent is the angle here that we are looking for. We don't know it, but we know the opposite to be what? 5. So we just represent this with what? Let's just leave it as adjacent. Adjacent squared plus opposite. Opposite is the side facing the angle, which is what? 5, which is 5 what? Squared. So now the squared here means what? 13 times 13. 13 times 13 will give us what? 169. 169 equals adjacent. Why 5 times 5? 5 times 5 will give us 25. 5 times 5 give us 25. So from here, we collect like terms. 25 comes here. It becomes 169. When is crossing the equals to sign, the sign changed to what? Minus 25 equals adjacent squared. Adjacent squared. So from here now, we now have adjacent squared equals, now from here we have what? 169 minus 25. 169 minus 25. So now 169 minus 25 here. So we now have adjacent squared equals 169 minus 25 will give us 144. To give us 144. So now we have not gotten the final answer. We still have squared here, adjacent squared. So to get adjacent, we are going to find the square root of both sides. Square root of both sides. We'll be looking for the square root. The square root of both sides. We look for the square root of both sides. We have adjacent squared equals 144. So from here, what do we do now? We find the square root of both sides. Square root of adjacent squared equals square root of 144. So now adjacent can now stand alone now. We now have adjacent here equals square root of 144 is 12, because 12 times 12 will give us what? 144. So that's our adjacent now. So from here, we have now gotten this last part here, the side we are looking for here now, which is what? Now 12. This part here is now 12. So that's it. And now we now proceed. So they ask us to find cos x. Cos x, and we know from here, I said cos x is what? Cos x is adjacent over hypotenuse. So from here, we already have an adjacent now, which is 12. So it means cos x here, cos x here is what? 12 over adjacent over hypotenuse over 13. Why sin x? Use sin here. Sin x is what? Sin x is opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite over hypotenuse here is what? Is 5 over 13. 5 over 13. And the last one, tan x. Tan x, which is this here. So we have what? Tan x. And tan is what? Opposite over hypotenuse. Tan x is opposite over hypotenuse. So this is tan here, opposite over hypotenuse. And the opposite is what? 5. 5 over 12. Opposite over adjacent, I mean opposite over adjacent. Tan x is opposite over adjacent. So that is 5 over 12. Yeah, opposite and the adjacent is there. So that is what? 5 over 12. So that's the tan. That's tan x from there. So now we now substitute here. Where we have cos x, we replace it with 12 over 13. Where we have sin x, we replace it with what? 5 over 13. And when we have tan x, we represent it as what? 5 over 12. So from here now, cos x here it becomes what? 12 over 13. There's a minus sign here, so we bring it down here, minus. And from here now we have 2 sin x here. So it's what? 2 times sin x. So sin x is what? 5 over 13. 5 over 13 over what? We now have over, that's now over 2 tan x. So that's 2 times tan x, and tan x is 5 over 12. So that is what? 2 times 5 over 12. So that's that. So now we now start solving it out. So we already have 12 over 13 here. So what do we do here? We do what? 5 times 2 here. And 5 times 2 there is 10. The same thing to this part too. 5 times 2, 10. So it becomes what? 12 over 13 minus 10 over 13. Everything over, that's over 5 times 2 here is what? 10 over 12. 10 over 12. So from here now, we now find the LCM. LCM is 13. So no, everything, all other things the same. So that's what? 13. 12 minus 10 will give us 2. So that is 2 over 13. And this is a division sign to divide. So that is divided by 10 over 12. 10 over 12. So from here, what do we do? This division sign will change towards multiplication, which means 12 will go up and 10 will come down. So it becomes 2 over 13 times 12 over 10. So that's 12 over 10 there. So from here we can see that 2 here 1 and 2 here 5. So that's it. And we have what? 12 over 13 times 5. So that should be what? 65. 65. So that's what? 12 over 65. So that is the answer. So we got our answer to be what? 12 over 65. So now let's just review what we just did here. I said the one facing the angle is the opposite, while the other side is the adjacent. This here is the what? Hypotenuse. So from here we use Pythagoras theory to find out the missing angle when we have what? Sin x, which is opposite over what? Hypotenuse. And we have hypotenuse square equals adjacent square plus opposite. We are looking for the adjacent. So 13 squared equals adjacent squared plus 5 squared. 13 squared is 169 minus 25 here. Then we collect like terms. We have 144 here. Then we did what? We find the square root of both sides. And we get our adjacent to be 12. From there, we now got our what? Cos x, sin x, and tan x. Then we now did the fraction here. And we arrive at what? 12 over 65. So that will be the final answer for now. So to test your understanding on what we have done here, so I would like to give you an assignment and I will give the final answer. So now take this question. So take this question now. So we have cos x equals 5 over 13. So cos x equals 5 over 13. So now this is your task now. And asks you to what? Find the value of sin x. Find the value of sin x over tan x So the final answer should give you your final answer should give you 5 over 13. So go and try that yourself, and if you got the answer, very good. I wish you best of luck. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate, and please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.